I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it for us.
Back on this rap-ish, I ain't even broke a sweat, homie, this practice. Pondering my next move, staring at my track list, hope I ain't missing my window. Praying like a Baptist, Seattle's own. Tired of this Game of Thrones. They made a list of the best rappers, and guess who wasn't on? While the disrespect continues, I'm steady packing these venues. Guess if you ain't at the table, you on the menu. And I'm that spitter, baby. They don't want you to see, but everybody's south of Capitol Hill's rocking with me. Boys smoke the trays and plan to getting their life together. I'm comfortable with my role, so I'm like, whatever. Me, I ain't got a job, but I work hard. And you don't work hard, but you got a job. The irony is I'm judged while you feel the applause. I'm slept on, that's why I had to set this alarm. My dudes is armed, I'm armed with this arm charm. Body banging like she got that cream from Barry Bonds. Yeah.
I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it for us.
That Dre season is here, a real hitter with a mic, I'm everything that they fear. With that hood ain't the same, I was all on their ass, I'm level-headed. So yo, my dudes love when I spaz, and I'm so over Seattle's passive-aggressive attitude. They don't call you back, what they really saying is F you. While I'm from the same place, I move at a different pace. I prefer if you just said it to my face, damn, I did it.
I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it for us.
Average dudes with they average spit, writing average rhymes, knocking average chicks. The closer I get, I can feel the people starting to shift. I'm loyal to a fault, and everybody can't come with. Rap's a rich man's game, I'm only playing with change. They bang models and singers, I'm knocking my own flame, I'm different. The crowd, I move with the chosen few. Black thoughts, I could be the front man for the roots. No diamonds and gold, I'm on my sticks and stones. If we can see your panty line, you should have on a thong. My team is strong, through this fire we forged a bond. And they already know what it is when I get on. To the hearse, party like it's December 31st. When I'm on my deathbed, I probably cracking my nurse. You ain't got the bars to compete. I'm a verbal athlete, deflating these boys so they say that I cheat. Damn, I did it.
I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it for us.
Yeah. I should probably start by apologizing for the long wait, man. You know, I know I be tripping. But I'm not just a rapper, I'm an artist. And, you know, my creative process is a little bit different than most. Nonetheless, I want to welcome everybody out to the Dre's Experience. I got TCF in the building. My whole camp's here with me. I got the band in here laying this cool-ass vibe. And I'm Seattle's own. Let's get into it.
On October 23rd, we unveiled the new Converge Media Studios to Stephanie Johnson Tolliver of the Black Heritage Society of Washington State, who along with Damon Brown of Creative Lou, designed our interview wall with epic images of Seattle's Black community of yesteryear from the late Al Smith's photography collection at Mohi. We often speak about our past, our community, our culture, our traditions. Though times have changed for us here in the Emerald City, Converge Media is firmly rooted in our history and grounded in our legacy while focused on the future. We want to say thank you to all of you who support Converge Media. Just know that you are the difference. You made this studio possible, and because of you, we continue to grow and thrive in our purpose. So be on the lookout for new, impactful, and educational programming from Converge Media. And remember, Black media matters.
Grand Rising and good morning to all of y'all out there. Welcome to the Morning Update Show. I'm your co-host, Trey Holiday, and we got a great lineup for y'all today. Some great things to celebrate and also some great things to be informed about. You guys know we do this as a duo. I always got to bring in my guy, co-host with the most, Big O, on this beautiful Tuesday. What up, Big O?
Trey Holiday, how are you?
Hey, I'm well, my friend. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. You know, every day that we're here on the Morning Update Show this week is one day closer that we're to departure to Belize. out of here this Friday, 8:44 a.m., nonstop. Alaska Airlines inaugural flight from Seattle to Belize City, Belize. I see Afua's over there, like giving the fist pump because we're going down there to celebrate Afro-Caribbean culture.
Yes, absolutely. Miss Afua knows all about it. And you know what? You're so right about this countdown, man. It's getting real. I'm trying to get my bags together, brother.
Especially, you see the weather out here. You know what I'm saying? Definitely want to send a lot of love and support to people who've been impacted. Some people, the impact might have been as small as they've lost their electricity, but some of the footage we're seeing from across the region, people have been flooded out their homes, some of everything else. So, we're fortunate here in downtown Seattle not to be as impacted, but definitely keeping those impacted in our thoughts.
Absolutely. Lots of stuff going on in terms of those strong winds out there, a lot of inclement weather. So glad to make sure that folks understand we here at Converge are with y'all.
All right, good stuff. Before I hop into my spiel, we're joined today by a good friend of the Morning Update show. I'm talking about Justin Carter, Capitol Hill, Seattle blog. I mean, we go way back, and Justin is somebody who has been with us through just about every single studio we've had, been here in a reoccurring guest, the Morning Update show. And when we first moved into this space, I was one of the first people I called. I said, Justin, we just moved in. Man, can you come down? He was here. He's going to join us today, and we're talking about, man, it's the next big thing here on the political radar, which is a council member, Sawant Recall. And so that big election is on December 7th, so he's going to be talking about that. Also going to be talking about the rapid ride, what's going on in Madison. It's crazy because Madison intersects so many different neighborhoods, from the very affluent down there at Madison Park and comes through to the Central District up here to Pill Hill, the First Hill. So talk about that. And also, ain't going to be no dicks on Broadway. I'm talking about the food in 2022. He's going to update us on what's going on with dicks on Broadway. And then we've got Afua, Kouyate. I said that right? Kouyate. Where's that from? Okay, that's what's up. I'm heading back to West Africa. I'm going to Lagos again in December. I'll be in Lagos and Accra. And man, it's a celebration going on. So we want to, we definitely have to leave space for celebration.
Always, man. I'm so glad that Afua is here today. We're going to get into it later in the show.
Yep. All right. Well, here we go. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Update Show. Want to remind you that right now is the perfect opportunity for you to tag and share the stream. Go ahead and tag and share the stream with people you feel would appreciate culturally relevant news and information emanating from right here in the Emerald City. Want to give a big shout out to our partners over to South Seattle Emerald and also KBCS 91.3 over at Bellevue College. Want to remind everybody that you can listen to the Morning Update Show anywhere that you listen to your favorite podcast. We got SoundCloud. Look at that. Okay, they got SoundCloud up there on the screen. You can also check us out on Google, on Spotify, iTunes. All you need to do is search Converge Media Network. Also want to continue to remind people that COVID-19 vaccine is readily available. It is readily available here in Martin Luther King County, really throughout the state, but we're focusing here on Martin Luther King County. We got a link there in the comments. If you need to get vaccinated, click the link and you can find out where you can get vaccinated. In some places, they can bring the vaccine to you. And guess what, Trey Holiday? What? Me and your colleague there, young Cuddy Delgado, we're actually going to get COVID tests right when we get off the air so we can have our COVID test within 72 hours of departure down to Belize.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be getting mine later on today too, making sure I have room for that in my schedule because I will not be denied when I get to that airport, my friend. I promise you that.
I will not be. And by the way, so in case people were wondering, King County is a good place for testing and everything else because you get free testing and it comes back usually within 24 hours. If you wait and get to the airport, don't worry, they got a solution for you, but it's $250.
Ooh, so, they ain't playing no games.
Hey, I'll be honest with you. Like, I'm gonna get the early test, but it was between me and get on the plane to the motherland, and it was the $250 for the test. I'm prepared. Yeah, I'm like, man, nothing's stopping me. But testing is really available, and you can also find that there on that link. Also, Seattle Relief, it closed yesterday, and I think a lot of people applied. I don't know how much money they're going to have, but SeattleRelief.com, that was $1,000 for individuals, $3,000 for households. And I checked out the website, and it looked like they were it worded it in a way to really kind of get the people who might be most impacted, most marginalized, through like COVID and everything else. And so I believe that those grants, one-time grants, are going to be coming out here in the next few weeks.
Yeah, it's one of the ways that Seattle was, being innovative about how they're going to utilize their ARPA funding. And I think it's important because ultimately there was a real understanding that money is for the people, right? It's not really for cities to be spending on city things. So I love that they made a direct connection to community and bringing it out there for people that really need it.
My friend, our city definitely knows how to spend money on city things.
They sure do. Okay.
They got no problem. They know where to find that money. Hey, one of the things we're uplifting is the Kwanzaa Awards. You know about the Kwanzaa Awards?
Oh yeah. Canara Park Kids doing amazing work in community.
That's right. And Noni Urban stopped by the studios the other day, and we recorded a bunch of segments talk about the Kwanzaa Awards and uplifting Black business, Black organizations, and Black nonprofits. And she recorded it right here in the Black Media Matters studio. We got a breakdown right here of the Kwanzaa Awards.
Habari Gani. My name is Noni Irvin, and I am the creator and founder of Canara Park Kids, as well as the president of our sister nonprofit, Black for Charities, a 501c3 fiscally sponsored by Shunpike. Together, we are hosting the Kwanzaa Awards because it is important that we acknowledge and recognize the contributions and efforts of individuals and organizations who are showing us what the Kwanzaa principles look like throughout the year. Award recipients will be announced in January, 1 week after Kwanzaa holiday. The nomination window is open October 1st to November 30th, and yes, you can submit more than one nomination. Eligibility is simple. Individual award recipients must identify as Black, African American, or Pan-African. And organization award recipients must be 100% Black owned if for-profit, or 100% Black led if nonprofit. We are celebrating individuals and organizations that embody all 7 principles of Kwanzaa. There will be a total of 16 awards, an individual and an organization or business for Umoja, unity, Kujichagulia, self-determination, Ujima, collective work and responsibility, Ujamaa, cooperative economics, Nia, purpose, Kuumba, creativity, and Imani, faith. We will also have an Ngozi Saba award for an individual and an organization who embody all 7 of the principles. Visit us at www.canaraparkkids.com and select Kwanzaa Awards from the homepage or the main menu.
There it is, Noni Irving herself, making sure that you guys are understanding the benefits of the Kwanzaa Awards. If you know of any amazing organization or individual out there, please visit the website so that you guys can nominate them. It's a great effort, man. And I'm looking forward to those announcements coming out in January. I made some, nominations myself.
No, and we're going to amplify it. This is what we're here for. It feels good to have a space that like Black organizations and Black people, Black groups. We need more Black food. I saw a Chef Trey the other day. I'm like, yo, by the way, if you cook, you're more than welcome here on the Morning Update Show.
Yeah, bring some samples along with you. We're all for it.
But it's good to be able to have a space here all our own to be able to uplift our people and groups and things in our community. This is what really matters. And so, yeah, Kwanzaa Awards are dope. Make sure you go there and apply. Well, nominate. You can nominate in all the categories.
Yeah, she said you can nominate several times. And I think that's, they made it, again, easily accessible. They understand that a lot of people in our community are connected in multiple ways. And so they provided that opportunity. If you know an individual, multiple organizations, multiple individuals, man, get those nominations in.
And now Trey Holiday, before I got 1 or 2 more things, I'm gonna get off the set. We got Justin Carter coming on. I gotta tell you, woman, you are popping off the wall.
Thank you.
I can't wait till these guys get out there. They're gonna jump off the wall. By the way, you both look amazing today. Yeah, you just look kind of normal, Justin. It's cool, bro. Don't worry. You know, it's lots of good energy in here. That's why I believe the set. So we can keep it good.
I love it.
I'm gonna let you guys all keep it positive out here. I do want to say this though. I didn't get a chance to put it in, but we'll put it in the show for tomorrow. Something amazing happened here yesterday, Trey Holiday, and you happen to be here. What's our wide look like? Can you bring up the wide, Curtis? I don't know how much of the wall people can see here. Is Al Smith? I don't know if we're able to see Al Smith on this way. Don't worry. You don't need to adjust anything. But Al Smith, the late Al Smith, whose collection from Mohi this is here on the wall, Al Smith's son and daughter, Butch and Cheryl, were here yesterday. Yeah. And it was such a special moment to unveil this wall to them. And, we found out a few things, right?
We sure did.
We got Cab Calloway on this wall.
A couple times, too.
Yeah, Cab Calloway's on here a couple times. Hazel Scott's on this wall. Duke Ellington is on this wall. I mean, man, these guys, that was Garfield High School right there. I mean, they broke down so much history. We're going to have Butch and Cheryl come back and actually talk about this wall. But he said, man, that's Cab Calloway right there. What? On our wall is so much history here. It was such a special moment. With Butch and with Cheryl, Stephanie Johnson Tolliver from the Black Heritage Society of Washington State, and then also Ryan was here. That was real dope yesterday. Huh?
It really was, and you know what? I loved it because they were just pointing to almost every photo, and they're like, "Oh man, I remember this person. Oh yeah, this looks familiar. Oh, there's mom." I'm like, "Wow, we learned so much yesterday with them coming through." And honestly, it was amazing to see their reaction to their father's work being exemplified in this way, in on this amazing wall. They were like, "We've never seen an installation of our father's work that's this big and prominent." And so they were just so thankful. I can't wait to put that segment out there.
Yeah. Butch was like, "Hey man, is this thing mobile?"
Right. He wanted to go with him.
Like,
right?
"Yeah, we trying to take this to the hood." I will say this, I'll get out of here, is that this wall is doing exactly what we wanted it to do. Yes, we wanted it to uplift this the great photography of Al Smith and the photographic documentation of our culture and our history here in Seattle. But man, this has done something else. This has people excited about our Black history. Man. Like, man, it's demand to get in here to see this wall. I thought people were wanting to see me. My phone was just blowing up. I'm like, hey, I must be doing good right now. You know what I'm saying? And they were like, no, we want to see the wall, want to see the wall, want to see the wall. And, people are excited about seeing Black history. Imagine that.
Yeah. And the thing is that I love how we've been very intentional here to be sure that, Al Smith's family was able to see it, that we made sure that the artists who did this and Stephanie Johnson Tolliver, who really made the connection for us, that we aired it out in a really specific way. So I'm with you. Oh, I'm getting the calls too. Trust me.
Yep. And one more thing, I'll put it back on wide, Curtis. And people will see here that there's logos here on the bottom of this wall. And you can bring it back up. I wanted to make sure, let everybody know. We put the logos here because these are people who've been supportive of us, since we've been on air, all the way from our A1, from day one and everything else. But no one gave us money for this wall. This wall is a testimony to our subscribers and to people who donate to Converge. So it wasn't like, the Paramount STG's logos on there. They didn't give us any money for this wall. Different Friends of the Waterfront, things like that. This wall is a testimony to the people who support Converge, mostly our $5 family. You know what I'm saying? And we wanted to be able to take that investment that you make it in Converge and create something iconic.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to everybody who's an amazing donor and supporter of Converge. We so appreciate you. And as Omari says, we really can't do this without you. So your appreciation, the appreciation that we have for you is abounding for sure.
All right, good stuff. Well, why the positive energy is abound here in the studio. I will exit stage left. And we'll bring up my good buddy, man, and I mean that in every sense of the word, Justin Carter. Look at that. I even made a handcrafted motion graphic for you, Justin. Justin Carter, Capitol Hill, Seattle blog, is up next. You're watching the Morning Update Show.
Market Street Shoes, slinging kicks since 2006, with styles that support you and yours, getting the F outside or staying comfy when you just want to lounge indoors as well. But wait, Market Street Shoes is way more than just a shoe store. Gear up for your next outdoor adventure with apparel and accessories that'll have you looking good on the streets, the trail, or even in your own backyard. With locations in Ballard, Redmond, and online at marketstreetshoes.com, there's undoubtedly a style and size that'll fit your lifestyle.
Hey y'all, T-Dub here. We live in a time that is full of possibilities and opportunities, and every day is made for you to thrive. So when I got the call from Big O that Converge is heading to Belize, I thought, wow, what an amazing opportunity. As an artist, my work is about connecting my ideas to my reality, and connecting with people who may share those ideas. Some of the art I made makes people feel joy, some anger, but regardless of the response, my art got me here. As we prepare for the journey of a lifetime, I keep in mind the people I will meet like myself, who choose to paint the world in brilliant colors and detail, who make history by marking it. It'll be fun, it'll be full of memories that we'll share for years to come, and it will also change people's lives. So join us as we embark on a mission of possibility, opportunity, and connection with the beautiful people of Belize. And to the people of Belize, we here at Converge are super looking forward to sharing our joy, our history, and our culture with you. See you soon.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Morning Update Show. I'm your co-host, Trey Holiday, and joining me on the set right now is our buddy, Justin Carter, Capitol Hill, Seattle blog. What's up, Justin?
Good morning. I can't wait for this vacation. This is the tryout show, right?
Yeah.
Where if I make it, I get to go.
I love it. You know what? I'm telling you, it's that energy all week. So you're not the first one to be like, wait a minute, let me get my bags packed. I feel you. And really, everybody is ready for that sun. I'm going to tell you right now, the crew has been so excited. So you know what? We got to still do our news part.
All right.
So I'm glad that you're here, Justin.
A little bit of work before the Bellican beer. Let's
go.
go.
There we go. There we go. It looks like first up, we have this news about, the Sawant Recall. Let's go ahead and put that motion graphic up there. But there's a lot going on. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it's here. The general election we just got done with, but some of the biggest decisions politically for District 3 are about to happen. The ballots go out this week, literally, in a recall election of the longest sitting member of the city's city council. It's a pretty amazing moment. It's also one of the strangest little elections that the county and the city has ever seen, and we're right in the middle of it, and it's just getting ready now. Ballots are coming out, and we're trying to answer questions for people because it's confusing. We don't do a lot of recalls here.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. A lot of people are just like, so what does this mean? What does it look like on the other side? Let's try to play this out a little bit here. Now, if Sawant is not recalled, then is it just the same business as usual?
Business as usual, though I suppose politically it's pretty empowering in that we talk about mandates out of elections. It's a pretty big mandate if she's able to shake this and move past a lot of opposition. So it's business as usual with her, maybe an advancement in her place politically if people decide to vote no on this recall.
Yeah, and I'll say, we saw some, I think, surprising things as we talk about Seattle being a progressive city in this general election. If she is recalled, what does that look like on the other side? What happens, Justin?
Well, the logistics are the thing we can talk about first. What would happen is she's immediately recalled. It's not like there's a grace period or anything like that. Basically, she's removed from office after the vote is certified. The next step after that is a replacement process in which people will apply, names will come forward. The city council will pick and appoint a person to replace Sawant, finish the term through the next general election. So there's a lot of confusion about that. I've seen it misreported all around. The message is, though, that the replacement would only serve through next November, which is the next general election. And then another election would take place to fill the seat. So you're talking about District 3 voters are going to have a lot of ballots to deal with if they approve this and decide to recall their council member.
Well, this has been, a story for us to follow indeed. And I'm so glad that you've been really up on it so that we can keep our audience engaged and informed and actually keep myself informed, because I'm not a D3 resident, right?
Yeah, no,
so I get to see all of this happening before my eyes.
That's a key thing too. Like if you don't get a ballot, don't freak out. You may not, it's only District 3 voters. So you're talking about 75,000 people in the city who live or voters who live in that district. Turnout, it's hard to say. It's a really strange election. It's coming December 7th is the voting day. It's right in between Thanksgiving and Christmas. So it's not really sure how many, a few thousands of people are actually going to make this decision. So it's really going to be the whole city turning to look at places like Capitol Hill and the Central District on a really big question for the city's future.
Well, before we move on to the next story, it seems like as this has been playing out, that both sides have just been kind of lobbying their side, like, doing their own door knocking campaigns, trying to get people to understand why the recall, they wanted the recall at all. And then Sawant's folks and people that are supportive of Sawant have been like, hey, this is why you guys got to keep Sawant in. How have you really been seeing this play out? Because I feel like it's just kind of been a battle of these two sides.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't even really talked about the big questions of reasons she's being recalled. It's things like the charges that were brought against her for supposedly organizing a protest march that went to the mayor's undisclosed address, those kinds of things, misuse of her office. But those are taking a bit of a real side seat to the bigger questions about her character. And the Seattle Times editorial board made a point to talk about just the lack of decorum in the way that she works. And it's not really about those charges anymore in lots of ways. For the two sides that I talked to the most in the campaigns, it's also almost like logistics now in the strategy. For Sawant, it's about getting what they call the largest get out the vote effort the city's ever seen in order. And, that's a team that's really good at that kind of thing. On the other side, the Recall Sawant campaign is busy continuing to kind of bang the drum about what a divisive character she can be, despite some of the progressive things that she's accomplished and pushed for. And so that's, that message continues. And it only gets heavier in places like the comments on our site. You'll see social media and Facebook is a bit of a war zone over this, of course, as these two sides really do argue about kind of the core to some questions about the city's progressive future. I mean, how left-leaning, how hard do we want to push on these social issues? One side, we want to push really hard, right? That's the Sawant side. The other side is looking for a more moderate, a less of an aggressive tone. And so they're looking at an opportunity to eliminate a real leader on the far left here in Seattle.
Wow. We'll see how this plays out. This is quite intriguing, to be honest. I mean, just watching it play out. Again, I don't have any voting rights in this. So I just say thank you for being here to, make sure that we understand the facts around what's going on. But you're calling it out, kind of what some of the things I'm seeing play out, that it's not really about the charges that brought on the recall. It's kind of now about her character. Well, we have a little bit more to dive into. The Rapid Ride also being built out there. Tell us a little bit more about this.
Sure. I mean, there's a massive construction project to recreate a bus line, or to create a bus line that's going to run all the way from the waterfront through the kind of heart of the city to Madison Valley. And it's going to play out over the course of years. Rapid Ride G line going across Madison and East Madison, crossing downtown, Capitol Hill, First Hill, Central District, Madison Valley. It won't even be in service until 2024. As you can imagine, the route to get there and get that built is going to affect a lot of lives. There's going to be detours. For example, there's one part where if you're heading east, I believe, on Madison now for the next couple months, you have to leave the street and get off on a detour. Those kinds of things are extremely impactful for people that live along the route and for small businesses too. And there's not a lot of tools, not a lot of resources that are set aside especially for those businesses. And so a lot of them are frustrated and feeling left out.
Well, my main thing is, this is so intriguing. I mean, just last night, I was part of a panel for the film Ramps to Nowhere. And it was literally talking about the entire community effort to stop the building of RH, Freeway and the Bay Freeway and really I-90 as well, even though I-90 ended up happening. But the ideas of the disruption that it causes to neighborhoods, to communities, what is it looking like right now in terms of this rapid ride and the way they're expanding?
Yeah, this is quite a different situation. While it's very disruptive, it's the kind of progress that a lot of people really believe the city needs as far as transportation goes. The Ramps to Nowhere situation was about kind of expanding the freeway culture of the nation. And it was, part of just a radical, really rapid expansion that really did break up a lot of communities and a lot of cities. The hope for the rapid ride system is to create something that's better for an equity standpoint for neighborhoods that really need a better transit connection to the city. And while there won't be a light rail line, there will be more dedicated bus service. And the other day I went from downtown to West Seattle in 20 minutes, and we have a real big issue right now with West Seattle and the bridge. But even then, because of the rapid ride investments, it was a fantastic route and just a day saver for me. So those are the kinds of things that I think we'll hopefully see in 2024. We just have to get there. It's a long process.
Yeah, it really is. And, I'm out in Federal Way, so I'm dealing with the expansion of the light rail right now. And everybody is just really excited about it. And, they started Rapid Ride really from Federal Way to Tukwila with the A line. And so I used to ride the bus then, and I got to be one of the patrons that was like, this is actually really cool, coming every 10 minutes, making sure that during the rush hour, there were sometimes it was even coming every 5 minutes. So the ideas of like rapid ride transit, I think, is something that would benefit the city. But you're right. Right now, people are dealing with the effects of it. And you're saying it's really just a disruption for some of those small businesses, but it doesn't mean that they have to close. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I know of any that are closing specifically because of the construction. The way they're phasing the construction is designed to be the least possible disruption for people who live there and the businesses. For example, they're doing a couple blocks at a time with the heavy stuff as far as ripping out the concrete and repaving and doing utility work and those kinds of things, and then coming back and doing lighter stuff later. And I think that the hope is that for areas that are really disrupted, it'll only be like 2 months at a time. That being said, 2 months, of really slow business around Christmas or something like that could really be a problem for shops and for services and those kinds of things. The city's hoping that businesses will take care of it or take advantage of existing programs like the Small Business Stabilization Fund, for example, as one way to find some financial mitigation to help them get through this period.
Well, at least there's some resources out there. And ultimately, I think this is a great conversation to be having, because we do need more transit in our city. And if we can do it in a way that is not going to cause harm and disruption, for me, maybe that's the way that they've learned lessons from that crazy freeway expansion that we had before. So, now you're going to get me to a topic that's like, come on, man, let's throw this up here.
Talk about disruptions.
Yeah, like talk about disruptions. I mean, Dick's, are you serious? Dick's no longer being on Broadway. What's going on?
Slow down now. See, that's what people were freaking out on Facebook about too. You got to read the article. No, I understand headlines can be scary sometimes. The good news is that Dick's is not going anywhere in the long term. The bad news, though, is that we will start the new year 2022 on Capitol Hill without Dick's Burger, which is something we haven't been able to say. It's 60 years or something like that. So it's a pretty monumental moment for folks who enjoy, I guess, a cheap fast food lunch on Broadway. They're doing an overhaul. They haven't done a redesign and kind of fixing the kitchen and those kinds of things in a really long time, decades. So the current closure, I think, is planned to start December 13th. So you talk about important dates in District 3. You've got the December 7th recall. A week later, having to face the temporary but long-term closure of your Dick's drive-in. So yeah, these are stressful times in the district.
Oh my goodness. Look, people are going to need that comfort food, depending on how this vote goes. And My question then is, what does it look like in terms of, you're saying maybe a long-term closure? Do they already give some anticipation of when they may be done with all of their renovations?
Yes, they're saying spring of 2022, which I don't want to be, add any negativity to kind of end this segment, because it's a good time. You guys are getting ready. So don't worry too much about this, but things during the pandemic have gotten really slowly for construction. Permits are slow because the city's backed up just for lots of catch up on projects, and there's not enough people to do the paperwork and those kinds of things. But if anybody can get this done, it's Dick's is just been part of the fabric here in the city for a really long time. And I know some people have political issues with the family, that it's a long time family owned. But just from the kinds of businesses that know how to work their way through the city and red tape and deal with permits, I'm pretty sure Dick's is going to get all the help it needs to get those permits done, and we'll probably be back in business early spring is what I'm expecting.
Oh my goodness, man. You're right about that. It's just such a staple of the community. At least it's not vanishing. Okay. I know I follow Vanishing Seattle.
Nope.
We don't need it to be vanishing.
Nope.
It's such
this is
a staple.
CapitolHillSeattle.com, not Vanishing Seattle.
There we go. Yeah. And you know what? One of the things I will say too is that there's always this debate. And I was just in California between In-N-Out Burger and Dick's Burgers. And I don't know, man. I'm still a local fan of our local chain right here, man. I got to tell you.
How about no comment? I'm from California. There's another strike against me.
Justin,
no. Sorry.
No, well, you know what? As always, you always bring some great energy and great information for us. Thank you so much for the work you're doing and for being here. If folks want to learn more and read up on these stories, how do they get in touch with Capitol Hill Seattle blog?
Great. Yeah, check out CapitolHillSeattle.com or go follow me on Twitter at JSeattle, and having a fantastic trip. I'm so excited for you guys. I cannot wait to see what you all come back with and what you have to say about it. It's such a beautiful place.
Oh, thanks so much, Justin. We are looking forward to it at the end of the week. And, we're doing the week right by bringing you on this week. So thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. You guys stay tuned. After this short break, we have Afua Kouyate coming with ADEFUA. Can't wait to dive in with her after this break. You're watching the Morning Update Show.
Market Street Shoes, slinging kicks since 2006, with styles that support you and yours, getting the F outside or staying comfy when you just want to lounge indoors as well. But wait, Market Street Shoes is way more than just a shoe store. Gear up for your next outdoor adventure with apparel and accessories that'll have you looking good on the streets, the trail, or even in your own backyard. With locations in Ballard, Redmond, and online at marketstreetshoes.com, there's undoubtedly a style and size that'll fit your lifestyle.
What's up, people? Trey Holiday with Converge Media here to share my extreme excitement as we partner with Alaska Airlines for their inaugural flight from Seattle to Belize City, Belize. Now, let me tell you, I'm ready to bask in the sun, connect with the Garifuna people. I'm also ready to shop, eat, and bond with my Converge family. The Belize Tourism Board has set us up for some amazing adventures, so Jake won't be the only one getting the F outside to explore the country. I'm looking forward to building some relationships, connecting with great folks, creating some great content to share with you all, and bring it back home as Converge takes Belize. Watch out for us, y'all. It's going to be unbelievable. Welcome back, everybody, to the Morning Update Show. I'm your co-host, Trey Holiday. And joining me right now, I'm so excited because I get to see them in community all the time. Miss Afua Kouyate of ADEFUA. Hi.
Hi, good morning, Trey.
Hi. right.
Thanks for having us.
Well, thank you so much for being here. And,
I love
you know,
it.
Omari was right. You guys came in true African style. I gotta say, you are doing justice right now for everything you got going on. I want to be able to dive in because honestly, I want to talk a bit about you before we get into anything else going on.
Yes.
You have been a part and parcel of this community for so many years. Talk about, you know, your legacy, how you've been doing in community and staying really grounded to the people here.
Thank you, Trayon. Well, I am very honored to say that I've attributed my life journey into 5 phases. I was born and raised here in Seattle. When I was young, I can say my first phase was really identity, understanding who I am. My second phase was recruitment because I wanted all my friends to do what I was doing. And then we went into implementation, creating ADEFUA in 1985. And then we went into cultivating, we went into programming. And right now, my journey is about preservation.
Wow.
Yes.
You know, that's amazing to think about it in all those pillars because I've really been able to experience you in a wide variety of them. And honestly, when I talk about you being connected and grounded, I see you everywhere. Like, you know, you're at all the festivals, you're doing dance here, you're doing a program there. You know, let's talk about some of the things that you have going on because it's been expansive, honestly. You guys do have a large footprint here in the community.
Thank you. Giving thanks for that. Well, you know, when ADEFUA first started, we were so happy to just provide programming. We wanted people to know about arts and culture, and we wanted to make sure that the families and the communities were engaged. So we were doing so much. Well, we had to become a nonprofit, right? And so we have 5 programs within ADEFUA. One is called African Arts for All to See, and it's an educational-based opportunity in the schools, which we're not right now, and then community, which we're physically located at Rainier Arts Center, right in the belly of Columbia City. And then we have another extension to African Arts for All to See where we travel. We take excursions to West Africa each year. Our next program is our Family Youth Empowerment Program, which is temporarily on hold. But out of that program is the Rites of Passage experience for young girls of color between the ages of 10 and 20 years old. We also have our Odunde Festival, which is happening this weekend.
Woo!
And it's an African harvest celebration where we come together as community. This year, the theme is reunion, where we have invited our alumni artists that have supported and performed with us over the years. And we're also asking the community to come out and re-engage at this time that we are starting to practice more social distancing activities. We're going to kick it off this Friday, with a dance party. And then Saturday, we will have the symposium of the African Marketplace, and we'll have a wine corner, and we'll have our famous performance that will take place from 5 to 7. And all of that is at the Rainier Arts Center. And then our 5th program, which is our newest program, all right, y'all, we have a state certified program called the Rainier Valley Creative District. We're certified. So the ribbon cutting ceremony is also going to be a part of Odunde this year, and it will happen from 3 o'clock to 3:30, just a 30-minute ceremony. Everybody come on down, support us. We will have our new mayor-elect, Bruce Harold, who's going to speak. We have 10 speakers in 30 minutes. It's going to be amazing. Please come check us out. And I am very happy to say that my daughter is carrying on the legacy. Naila Bully, she is our associate director of the Odunde production. We have 38 performers on stage, and we are going to celebrate reunion. And we want everyone to please have your face in the place because you are ADEFUA and we are ADEFUA.
Oh my goodness. You know, this is what I'm talking about when I talk about expansive. So this ribbon cutting ceremony, is that happening on Saturday?
This Saturday,
Wow.
November 20th, from 3 to 3:30.
Wow,
Yes.
right there at Rainier Avenue Arts?
Right there at Rainier Arts Center.
Tell us a little bit more so people can understand the huge important value when we talk about an arts cultural district. I know there's things that are happening in the Central District. This is very specific to Rainier Valley, and it has its own set of characteristics. Tell us a little bit more about how you got this effort to now be state certified.
Okay, well, one thing I want to say, the 98118 zip code is the most diverse zip code in the nation. We have a plethora of arts and cultural families. And each family has their own culture. Every community has their own culture. When we talk about the Rainier Valley Creative District, we are creating some borders so that when you walk into the district, you know, oh, I'm with my people. We want to amplify, we want to unify arts and culture that are within families, that are within communities, and we want to make sure that we are increasing generational wealth. We want to make sure that space keeping, space saving, we want to move away from that old gentrification, conversation and activity. There's a lot of history in Rainier Valley. A lot of people don't know about the railroad, and there's just so much life and vitality that we are bringing into reality. We are bridging schools and communities. So the physical map of the Rainier Valley Creative District will start right there on South Alaska and Rainier Avenue South, hit due south on Rainier Avenue, and it will end right there on 57th and Rainier Avenue South. We're bringing in the schools together. There's been a lot of conversations around why we can't be, but we're here to talk about what we are. We stand tall about Africa. We stand tall about humanity, and it all comes into life and culture. If we were to focus more around arts and culture, we wouldn't have all the lack of, because when you talk about quality of life and education and the communal living that does exist within cultures, then we are successful people. We listen to each other and we grow together. So I'm really excited about these transitions. So the Rainier Valley Creative District is a program that is really steered from the Washington State Arts Commission, also known as ADEFUA. So they are guiding us in this process, and we are the first creative district in the city of Seattle. I'm very happy to say that, and we are the 9th creative district in the state of Washington. So we are opening up the pathway. Once we finish through like the first 3 months of some of the pivots and the benchmarks that go along with being certified with the state, then we have a relationship with the Washington State Department of Transportation. Well, they will provide signage on the interstate directing people to the creative district.
Wow. I mean, this is so huge and
Yes.
monumental. And, I got to just publicly say it. I've said it privately already, but I got to say publicly,
Yes.
wow, kudos to you. I know you have been leading this effort. I know you have a team. I know it takes a
Ashe.
village, but I have seen you be a spokesperson for this
Thank
time and time
you.
again, and making sure our community members are engaged and informed on this.
Thank
It is
you.
necessary. And I know, you said, look, we're open to all the folks out here in the Rainier Valley. We want
Yes.
everybody to be engaged and involved. And before I bring on Leoma, I got to ask you,
Yes.
if folks are looking to get connected, get plugged in, if there's volunteer opportunities or other opportunities for folks to be able to utilize their voice, utilize their lived experience to help in the effort, how do they do that?
Yes. Please just Google Rainier Valley Creative District. We have a website and we are ready. We are in transition. We want this to be an intergenerational experience for all people. And this, even though we are focused about uplifting and engaging and unifying the arts and culture to happen in Rainier Valley, this is a statewide initiative. We have our representatives from the state of Washington and the city of Seattle that support this. It was supported through the city council on February 22nd of this year. We are aggressive. We are moving forward. And we want to make sure that you know that you are welcome to be a part of this. Everyone walking, living, and even our ancestors who have passed on, they are a part of this process. We need volunteers, we need supporters, we need donors, we need stakeholders. If you have visions of how we can get over this gap and bring resources back to Rainier Valley, please contact us.
Wow.
Yeah.
Miss Afua. Well, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much for making the time. I know your schedule is quite busy. You have so many different things you're doing. I'm so glad that you could be here on the Morning Update show today to bring this information to our
Yes.
audience. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And, and congratulations on your trip.
Thank you.
This is amazing, and we want to hear. We want to follow you as you're over there. Because arts and culture really is a transformation that we could bring to you from afar, right here in Seattle.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. And you've been doing it.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
God bless.
You guys, I'm telling you, we told you it was going to get nice and warm and toasty in here today, and the vibes are alive and well. I'm so excited because coming up after Miss Afua and after this short break, we have Leoma James, who's also connected to this effort and an amazing soul out there in community as well. Stay tuned after this break, you guys. You're watching the Morning Update Show.
Thank you.
Hey guys, Besa Gordon here, and guess what? Your girl officially has her first passport, and thanks to my good friends over at Alaska Airlines, my first stamp will be Belize City, Belize. I want you all to follow my journey to Belize, from jumping on Alaska Airlines' inaugural nonstop flight to Belize, to me landing in Belize and literally enjoying the nightlife, the yummy foods, ancient Maya sites, and so much more. I cannot wait to finally experience life outside of the United States. And the simple fact that it's with my Converge Media fam, it just makes it so much better. And plus, it is my birthday month, so you know good and well your girl needed a vacation. This unbelievable excursion is powered by our friends at Alaska Airlines and the Belize Tourism Board. Grab life in Belize.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Morning Update Show. I'm your co-host, Trey Holiday. And joining me right now is Leoma James with ADEFUA. Leoma, thanks so much for being here.
Yes, thank you so much. This is such an honor to be here in the new studio.
Yeah, you know what? We're excited. I mean, you heard us talking about the wall, the desire for people to understand what this wall represents is there. But you've been connected. I mean, I won't talk about your family, your legacy, but you've been connected to a lot of the Black community and the ways that Black community has thrived throughout Seattle for a really long time. Tell us about your role at ADEFUA.
So currently, I'm the executive assistant at ADEFUA. It's been a really wonderful opportunity for me. I used to dance for Mama Afua when I was really young, as well as my sister. I have memories of being at the Paramount, of doing different events with ADEFUA. So it's truly a blessing to be able to work in community and work for this nonprofit organization that has been a part of my life for the entirety of it and been rooted in Seattle for the last 36 years.
Wow, 36 years is such a legacy. I mean, honestly, we know that, there's a real passion behind the leadership to keep it thriving throughout all of the things that we've seen as our city has ebbed and flowed with culture. The ADEFUA camp and organization has really been a staple. How have you been able to bring your brilliance to the table at ADEFUA?
Well, I think the really exciting thing about ADEFUA is that it's really rooted in African arts and culture, and it really continues to showcase the vibrant culture that lives in Africa. And for me, I was in Africa in 2015. I was in Kenya. I was studying at the United States International University. And then 2017 and 2019, I served in the Peace Corps. So I was living in Africa. I've lived in Africa for about 30 months of my life, which I think it's incredible. And being a part of an organization that really fills my cup, because for many people many Black people, when they go to Africa for the first time, when they come back, it's when they realize there's something that was really missing from their life. And there's this peace that you get, and you're always constantly yearning for this peace back. And so coming back to Seattle, I came back in the wintertime. It was like I had been living in the desert for 2.5 years. I was eating, fruits off the trees. It was just like, oh, I really need. And with gentrification, seeing the city change so much, I needed that community, and I needed to be a part of an organization that was really rooted in that African identity and really, reaching back, like that Sankofa bird. So it was really, I mean, it's really awesome to be a part of the organization. And so, yeah, I'm just excited for another 36 years.
There you go. And you know, the great thing that I love that you said there is so true. I spent time in Kenya myself studying there. So I was there for a while living there. And to be honest, I was so blown away, not just at the experience I had there, but the people I was able to meet, the connections I was able to build, relationships and things like that. And you're able to bring all of that beautiful knowledge into ADEFUA. And that's very rare, because we know that oftentimes, you know, corporate structure in general just really does not understand the value of it. So let's talk a little bit about some of the programs that you're involved in at ADEFUA and some of the things that you're doing there as executive assistant. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. I know. I love my title. I am the executive assistant. Yes. I do wear that title with pride. So I do a lot of things within ADEFUA. I think one of the really exciting things is this marketing piece. You know, we're really trying to cultivate our social media. It's so interesting because we're on all platforms as ADEFUA Center. But the really interesting thing is that, you know, this organization has been alive for 36 years, but social media hasn't been as robust as it is in this day and age. And so a lot of my job is just trying to find those community members and people who have been involved with the organization and trying to reconnect them to our pages and to our events, and to a lot of the special things happening. And really right now, my focus is on the Adunde Festival, that I'm really, really looking forward to, as well as working with interns, marketing and data entry, and just going ahead and cultivating that community space through ADEFUA.
Well, you know, as Ms. Afua talked about, Odunde has been a part of ADEFUA for a very long time. And I know you probably experienced it when you were one of the young dancers. You know, I mean, so I just got to ask you, when you talk about now being on the other side of this, you saw and experienced the organization as a young person. And now as an adult, you're really like, oh, I'm on the other side of this. I'm actually helping to cultivate these experiences for other young people. How is that? Because I understand that, you know, so much of it, what Ms. Afua talked about, is this village culture mentality. And, you know, like she said, hey, we're going to Belize, but ADEFUA provides that cultural exchange experience right here in Washington, right here in Seattle. So how is that for you when you're thinking about, you know, you were a young dancer and now you're actually a part of the executive team?
Absolutely. So, I mean, what you said is totally right. It really does take a village. And so I think what I learned now is that there's so many moving parts within the organization that obviously I was not aware of. You know, as a young dancer, this is your time to be on the stage. This is what you do. This is what you wear. All right, you know. But now just seeing all of these pieces, all of these organizations who are coming to be a part of this event. So Cutting Up, you know, they're going to be there performing. And Cutting Up has always been known as being, you know, a hip hop team. Obviously, they do all different types of dance, but they're going to be at Adunde doing African dance. Wow. And, you know, Cutting Up is one of the hottest dance team in Seattle, if not the hottest dance team in Seattle, you know. And it's going to be really great to see them, you know, incorporating that African style and that African dance. But it's very different for me to see now, you know, just the transition of the elders, all of the elders who were, you know, a part of the organization when I was younger, who at that time I believed were elders, but they were not, you know. You know, it's just everything looks different when you're looking through your child eyes. But as an adult, really seeing those elders now that are still very much rooted in ADEFUA and rooted in community, being able to support them through the organization, being able to work with our Harambe board, which is the elder board of ADEFUA, and hearing their input into the organization as well. And honestly, just being able to see all the excitement. I'm working with many of the vendors. So we have 16 vendors that are going to be at this event. And the vendors, I mean, they're excellent. You know, they're Black vendors. They're supportive of art. There's vendors that support African arts and culture. It's an incredible opportunity just to see all of the moving pieces and also being a part of moving those pieces as well.
Yeah, like pulling it all together into one big puzzle. I gotta say, I'm so glad that you're with ADEFUA, because I've experienced you out in community, bringing your brilliance to multiple pots. And the fact that you're there now, part of the executive team, able to really bring your experience to it, is a beautiful sight for me to see. If folks are, you know, you're talking about these marketing efforts and getting that social media up, you can look right there into the camera so people know how to follow ADEFUA.
Awesome. You can follow ADEFUA Cultural Education Workshop at Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at ADEFUA_center.
Yes, ADEFUA_center. Leoma James, thank you so much for being with me on the Morning Update Show today. It's a pleasure to have you with us.
Ashe, thank you so much, Trey. This is truly a blessing.
Absolutely. Oh, you guys, we promised you. And you know what? They both was looking fabulous. I told her, I'm like, where you get that dress from? Because y'all know that's my style. Okay. You know what I'm saying? They came in here with the style. But, you know, the beautiful thing is that as we take our trip over to Belize, you guys have the opportunity to experience a cultural exchange right here in Seattle at the Adunde Festival happening this weekend. Please follow them on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Thank you so much, Cuddy, for putting that up there. We want to make sure that this Adunde Festival is, filled to the brim with community members, all the love and passion that we bring to community. Let's support those vendors that are out there. Let's support ADEFUA and the Rainier Cultural District. Can't believe that this is a statewide effort. It's just so amazing, all the things they have going on. Hope you guys were inspired by these guys, because I was over here, and I'm sad I'm going to be missing the Adunde Festival. So we need you guys out there to be participating so that you guys can tell us all about it. Give us your stories. Right after this break, I get to bring my co-host with the most, Big O, back onto the set. You guys stay tuned. You're watching the Morning Update Show.
From Tina Fey and the creator of Saturday Night Live comes Mean Girls, the hilarious hit Broadway musical. Entertainment Weekly says Mean Girls isn't a regular musical, it's a cool musical. It's smart, it's funny, it's ferocious, it's
so fetch.
Come see Tina Fey's Mean Girls November 16th through the 21st at the Paramount Theater.
Why don't I know you?
Get your tickets now to Mean Girls at stgpresents.org.
From Lincoln Center Theater that brought you The King and I and South Pacific comes a revival of the most perfect musical of all time, My Fair Lady.
Playing the Paramount Theater December 28th to January 2nd. Tickets at stgpresents.org.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Morning Update Show. I am your co-host, Trey Holiday, and what an amazing show today. We got some news in, we got some feel-good in, and now I get to make sure I bring Big O back onto the set. What up, Big O?
Man, good show. Yeah. Lots of information.
Yeah, lots of information. And, as those commercials showed right there, tonight I get to be at Mean Girls. I'm so excited. It's going to be at the Paramount tonight at 7:30. So, hey, we're going to keep this good vibe going.
Yeah, no, I'm going with Basa Gordon. So me and Basa are going to check out Mean Girls tonight at the Paramount. When's the last time I saw a production there? It's like La Miz. Like maybe 3 years ago. So it'll be good. And, we had our own production going on there.
Oh, we did. Yes, it was nice.
Yeah. Well, we're overtime, Trey Holiday. Any last words before we get out of here?
Always, you guys, see yourself as part of the solution. Justin Carter, Miss Afua, Leoma James, everybody who we showed today as guests, they're doing their part. We want you guys to be doing your part out there to make this world a better place. See yourself as a part of the solution.
All right, good stuff. Yeah, the countdown is underway. We're on our way to get out of here on Friday. Big shout out to Alaska Airlines. And also, there's a sovereign nation that we're working with over there. The people of Belize and the Belize Tourism Board, really excited to get on the ground. We got a lot of stuff. Jake's actually shooting, might even shoot a whole season of GTFO down there. So we're looking forward to it. On that note, though, want to remind you, go forward in your purpose, go forward in your humanity. And until tomorrow at 11 a.m., peace.
Lift every voice and sing till earth in heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the of faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun.